We in the building. We in the building, y'all. We live with the brother Rod tonight.
I ain't finished. I ain't finished my section. No.
We're gonna be big. We're gonna be big. The water and the fire. The fire and desire, baby. Get him on. We warming up the stage, man. We got about 5 minutes till we get the brother on. We setting everything up so we can just go right into it when he get on. We're about to get ready to start back rolling the ball, baby, because all them classes that y'all say, oh, what about this class, that class? We about to get that. We're gonna get them classes cracking for you, man. No sweat, baby. No sweat. But we're about to crack heads and twist caps in the middle of the night. We got to hit you. It's perfect timing. That's perfect timing, bro. Get him on and tell him we about to be live with the legendary brother Rod Hayes in the building. If you didn't know, now you know. We popping up right at the buzzer beater. We got our water. We got everything ready. Organic people. Water. We got everything going right here, man. Hold up. Let me switch to that laptop. All right. Okay. All right, I'm just getting it set up, man. We're gonna buy if you ain't checked out the mixtape, Young Guy Flow Part 1, we working on Young Guy Flow Part 2 right now. We dropped about 3 hits. We drop a hit every week. We try to hit you every Tuesday. Every Tuesday with a hit, man. So we're putting out another hit probably by next Tuesday, hopefully. For you. You know what I'm saying? You know how we doing it. Oh, yeah, hold up. Hey, shout out to Brother Sunrise in the building, man. I'm trying to get everything set up for the brother so when he come in, we can just get this shit cracking. We're going to be going over some heavy duty shit tonight, man. You already know. Every time me and Rod get on, it's always lightning and thunder, baby. Across the land. We got, I think it's an eclipse. My wife keep on telling me, you need to do a class on this eclipse that's coming up. So I'm going to drop a tape on that probably tomorrow. You need to do a class on this eclipse. All right, boom. Let's switch to that laptop. All right, so I like to be set. I'm gonna start going on about 5 or 10 minutes early. Everything set up. Yo, we on the laptop. Let's get that class loaded up. Get them in here and tell them we lit, baby. Rod Hayes 9. All right. We got that chat. Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, like I said, we gave you a couple of days off this week sometime, but we still was dropping tapes, but Baba said let them give them time to catch up. So we hope they caught up to where we at right now, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw a couple guys hitting me up. Oh yeah, man, I'm just not watching the Origin of Halloween tape. So I'm like, damn, that's a lot of tapes behind right there. But we got the brother Rod about to be in just a minute, man. Oh, what you got? If you want to show the brother Rod Hayes some love, although he don't do it for the money, we posted his Cash App in the links. You go ahead and start Cash App and donations right now. $1, $5, $10. If everybody send him $1 and it's 200-300 people on, they'll put him in the game. So everybody send him $1 or whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? About to have him on in a minute. Yo, so man, I'm just telling you, man, I've been in the lab for y'all hard though. Studying, doing a lot of research. I'm finna get ready to walk y'all across the land on this side, and we're gonna accommodate that with the last name tape. So how we gonna, the way we do shit is gonna be prolific. You know what I'm saying? The way we do shit. Okay, here go Rod right here. My bad, Rod. My damn, I'm looking at the damn phone. Hey, Rob,
Peace, God.
we in the building, we live in at 5. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I was thinking about how you play something while we
Go
letting
ahead.
people come in.
On YouTube?
No, I'm sending it to you.
All right. Oh yeah, baby. I feel some energy, man. Hey, just before you go, shout out to brother Naru Muhammad, because he was shouting you out on the Breakfast Club, man. This the brother, the boss number 7, I think, out of Indiana. I think he he a good guy. And but everybody, that Big Mama energy, it's getting back to Farrakhan now about the Big Mama energy. So you doing a good job.
Oh yeah, Farrakhan already know about it. You talking about Nuri Muhammad?
Yeah, Nuri Muhammad, that's his name, the light-skinned fella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was talking about the Big Mama energy coming back, man. I said, oh, that's wild. I know, and the way he was formatted, I knew he listen to tapes that we put out or whatever, that you put out, right?
Well, I gotta listen to it. I'm gonna send him a shout out anyway. Shout out to the fruit and the FOI Nation Islam.
Yeah. Them brothers, the brothers. Yeah, go ahead. My bad for cutting in, but go ahead.
So I just sent you a Facebook page.
Okay, all right, let me see.
We're gonna play that while we letting the people come in. We'll give them a few minutes to come in.
Let me get it right there. This boom. That's what I'm gonna do. Copy it. Boom. The mad scientists.
We was talking about this. This is a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I got a couple more for you too about the trees. I told them they chopped Florida down.
Yeah, my wife was saying something about that, man. What you got on there, man? Because she was like, it's like, damn, you saying shit that she was saying, telling me earlier.
Yeah, I've been told them about that. I did a whole video on it, but it's a guy got these 2 videos on YouTube. They're short, about 10 minutes each, but we're gonna get into them when we get to the right between the water and the fire.
Okay, all right. It's right here to be lit, man. Because I've been talking about the fire tribe, water tribe, different shit. But you finna go into
this ain't about the tribe.
I know. You finna go into the stuff that my wife was talking about the earthquakes that just happened in California. It's a different shit that's happening, you know. Floods all over random places. Let me see. I put it on that video. About. That's the video right here. This right here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, brother. Don't know if you
if you've actually looked into it, but I got some compare.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, brother. Don't know if you've actually looked into it, but I got some comparisons to make for you. So here we have the god or goddess Mantu or Muff. She is the Egyptian god of war, depicted as a falcon. This bird of prey right here, falcons, if you guys don't know, are indigenous to the Americas. They're all over the place, but they come from here. Here is the god Sobek. He is depicted as a crocodile. Now, are there crocodiles in Africa? Yeah, yes there are. But here's where it gets very, very interesting. We have the god known as Anubis, and he is depicted as Xoloitzcuintli. Y'all didn't know I could say that, huh? I'll say it again. Xoloitzcuintli. These dogs are only found in the Americas. This particular black breed, contrary to some weird popular belief, Anubis is not a jackal. Okay, he's not an African jackal. Google those don't even look anywhere like how Anubis is depicted. South America. Oh, but there's more. We have the god Noon. Now, are there rams in Africa? Yes. There's also rams in America. There's the big one right here. Okay? Hold your horses. We got more. Here's Brother Toth, or Toth, or Thoth. The blue ibis, which is only found in America. Here goes some blue ibises right here. Very beautiful creatures. Only found in America.
You're talking about them
And then the kicker. The god Set. Now, if you try to Google Set and who he is depicted as, they'll say, oh, we don't know. It's a mystery. But is it? No, it's not a mystery. Anytime they say mystery or mysterious, it usually means it's our history. That is a tapir indigenous to Central America. So we have all of the gods here. That other place in Northern Africa, what they call Egypt, does not have all the gods. So
shit.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
I wanted you to play that
Oh,
because at the end he say all the gods is where?
man, it just threw me off right there with it. What you said? Oh shit, man, what the hell? Go ahead, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man.
So they downstairs rapping and freestyling, and it ain't drowning us out, is it?
Nah, I can hear it, but it ain't bothering me. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get it in.
All right, let's get to business then, because it ain't bothering me either.
Yeah, it ain't bothering me. Cause hey, Big Mama Children, you know how on what's the name, they got that uncle that was in the room rapping and shit, trying to make some music on 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got that one family, that one gonna be in there, one of Big Mama's children that try to be in there being the rapper.
So how many people in the
we got 190 so far. Hit that like button.
All right, it's time to take off like Michael Jordan from the free throw line.
Let's do it.
Okay, so today we talking about the organic wars, and we talking about the floods and the water, the great floods. They've been giving us floods by blown levees and blown dams for hundreds of years, and then they feed it to us as if it's a haphazard event of nature. Right? So we're going to go over newspaper articles for y'all to see that this shit wasn't going on before they came over here, but when they got over here, all of a sudden, all of our towns are flooding. All right, so what we gonna do is we gonna review some newspaper clips. It's probably about 25 of them. We ain't gonna stay on them. We just gonna look at the dates and the locations. Right, so like this clip that we got up now, young elder, it's the inundation of a state capital in Sacramento, California, in 1862.
Okay.
Right.
That 32 or 62.
Now, if there's anybody in the comments in Sacramento, do it rain heavy there on a regular basis, or is that a rarity to have flood, torrential, monsoon type rains? That's not normal for that geography.
Okay, like,
let's go. Now look,
okay.
You see the people in the streets with boats. They look like they in Venice.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to another one. Okay, we can't see the date. It's too small. It's too blurry on here.
Yeah, it's too date.
It says city isolated awaits crash today. Horrifying conditions in the Cincinnati area. Nearly 300,000 are driven from homes by icy waters. That's a wintertime flood.
Yeah.
Right? Because Cincinnati, Ohio.
Fire and disaster.
But look how many people is displaced now. That's a whole city.
Yeah.
Twin threats of fire and disease added.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Added to flood.
The Enlil shit. That's that Enlil shit right there.
This is the fire and ice shit.
Yeah.
Top of 51 foot predicted here during. I don't know what that word is.
The morning.
That's probably what it is, because it would be the I instead of an L.
This some good shit. I think it's gonna get this right here about to be good, baby.
Okay, now this one right here. Nation called to aid victims of great flood as specter of disease rides mountain crests. Right. So this is a look. In order for the disease, the water has to be stagnant. The disease can't grow in what you call running water.
That's right. Go ahead.
Right. So whatever water it is where the disease is coming from, it has to either be stagnant or draining stagnant pools.
Okay.
Right.
And the mosquitoes.
Yeah. You see where it say 5 million asked for relief work in flooded area.
Yeah, right here.
Right. So that's $5 million back in the day. Like, look at this writing. You could tell if you look at it, it's like 1927.
Yeah. $75 without homes, 38 dead. But it just says
Menace grows.
Yeah.
Look how many people that is.
That's a lot of people, man. Like 75,000 is like a whole football stadium. College football.
Right. Now you're starting to see why I'm pointing these things out. Because when you look at the sheer number of people that was displaced, they never tell us that they was restored back.
Go ahead.
So when you're replacing the people on the land, you need these events to cover up the story.
Go ahead.
So they manufacture the event and then they can control the narrative. What's the next one?
Hey, somebody in the audience in the chat say, Rod, get them niggas, man. Hey, Rod, better get these niggas.
Okay, mounting death toll of Mississippi to disaster ranges from 300 to 500. That's how many died.
Yeah.
Right? They say this city
it's usually a higher number.
Great need in flooded region. Additional towns are inundated in 3 states. Right? That's just looking at the headlines. That's not even going into the details. There's anomalies just in the headline alone. Right? Let's see if we can see the date at the top. This is a Mississippi flood.
Yeah, it says Springfield. It won't show me no more over that way. Date. Yeah, this is as far as they get over to right here at the top.
Okay.
And somebody saying Sacramento is hot during the day, cold as hell at night. It's the valley. So, but the valley is mostly fucking 100, like real hot as hell. That's like what they got a prison out there where it's so goddamn hot.
Pay attention to what they said, Elder.
Go ahead.
Pay attention to what they just said. Because they telling you the climate that's normal in that area. And they telling you they in the valley. If you want the valley and you can control the water. See, what we don't remember, this is how you know you don't remember history. They used to have pipelines that ran water from different, before they started building the dams, they had what they call aqueducts.
Go ahead.
Which funneled the water into the valley areas that was in the desert terrain. The desert is the only place where it'll burn you up in the day and freeze you to death at night.
Damn.
Right? Yeah. And the coldest desert in the world is Antarctica.
Go ahead.
Right, just so y'all know. The coldest desert in the world is Antarctica. Antarctica get less precipitation than Death Valley, Arizona. Think about that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one. We just going over.
This is weird.
All right, see, we see a date on this one.
The date. Don't got a date.
Nope, I don't
definitely
see
an old ass newspaper though.
Yeah, 250 Mississippi flood refugees. See that word in the middle, marooned, right?
Yeah. Okay, I know. I heard of this word.
We gonna do a sidebar on that word after we read this. 250 Mississippi flood refugees marooned on the ridge without shelter. That means they were stranded on a ridge, which is normally at the edge or the side of a mountain. It's like a cliff for drop off, right? And the flood is the cause of them being placed in that condition.
These niggas crafty, bro.
Look what it say: trapped 2 miles from any possible aid.
Hey, conveniently.
Now look, big parade marches on despite threat of rain.
Oh yeah, doing.
Yeah, you can't stop Mardi Gras. I don't give a fuck. You can't stop Mardi Gras. We a Mardi Gras that motherfucker waist deep water.
Yeah, that's our shit.
All right, let's look at another one. We're just going over. We're just gonna breeze through these. Then we're gonna do a little discussion on the floods. Okay, so now here, corpses in trees and rats on a raft. The Great Dayton Flood of 1913. That's another Ohio flood.
Yep. Ohio was big because that's what the Rockefellers, they made.
That's the Buckeye State. And the Buckeye is the bullseye, and the bullseye direct hit.
Yep, right. And that's alchemy right there for the that's high level shit.
It's a flood warning should have been sent down the coast, but somebody didn't send it, right?
Yeah. Straight up. Real
Can you
shit.
see the date at the top?
Date is it looks like 19. Man, I can't tell. But just look like some 1953. That's what it looked like. June
it might
26, 19 something. 53. Like I see the June 20 something. It was so
look, somebody had a case open on this flood because look, jury thinks worse could have been avoided.
Right, because they didn't send down the goddamn thing. Go ahead.
Now we will go into the body of this article because that's some interesting shit. But right now we just showing the floods.
Okay.
Great flood disaster. See if we can get that date.
It looked like
right.
November. I can't. It's like November the 3rd, and that the last. I can't even tell you what the last part, but I can tell it's like November the 3rd, and then I can't see that the date, the last part. But it like it said like 19 something.
Okay, now look at this giant wall of water.
Yeah.
Smashes over East Coast, brings death and injury to thousands.
Mm-hmm.
At 1 a.m., 350 dead, many missing.
Weather weapon.
Families trapped for a second night as tides hit town. Right? You see what's a cripples die in bed.
Damn, that's messed up, bro.
These are old codes too.
Yeah, cripples. Yeah, crips.
The little children on the altar. You see that in the middle?
Yeah. Oh shit! What the hell going on here, Rod? They shooting. They fucking with us here.
This is one of them newspapers that was used by the lodges to flip codes. Because I'm seeing shit that's talking about.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm seeing some other shit that's wind talking language, but it's just not applicable now. So I ain't even translated it, but I'm seeing it.
I see it too, bro. The little kid on the altar, the cripples out in the bed at 1 a.m. Yo, yeah. So you know that 1 a.m. is when man, it's Masonic. This 1 a.m. because I remember reading some on the 1 a.m. and at 3.
Look, you see where it say at 1, right?
Yeah.
Million Man March, 8-tone speech. And when you hear the 8-tone, we will be at 1.
Yeah, I see it. Go ahead. That's fire.
Go to the next man. Go to the next one.
That's fire.
Yeah, you about to
it's
get
definitely fucking cold in this shit, man. I wish we could have that
still
paper
a lot of codes. New U.S. Marines attack, 9 die in a flood. Look, widow and 8 children drowned.
Damn.
More codes. The Monroe News Star.
You know the niggas that's running this shit is them same niggas, man. It's mental games. California, we don't never really flood to Cali.
This is called Flood Mazurka. It's in California. Blow it up and go to the bottom and get the date.
All right. This motherfucker had to be old.
This one was in Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento. I can't see the date on it, but this definitely damn show in the 30s or something like that.
There's a lot of floods, man. Look at the people in the street in the boats. Remember the other picture?
Yeah. This was happening a lot. This was happening a lot back then. And certain
no, it wasn't. No. It's spaced out in increments.
Yeah.
It's spaced out all over the country.
Strategic. It's more strategic.
There you go. These events are not common to any of the areas that's being reported, or else you would have had many floods since then. That means there's an outside force or factor that is deviating the environment from its normal precipitation or water intake.
That in-little shit. Go ahead.
But we ain't got to the science part yet. We're just showing different cities across the land, right? Mm-hmm. That's been flooded. Go on the next picture. What's this one we got here? No, this is a Sacramento secret, the Alfano group. Look at this flood. Go to the picture. Look at the flood.
Yep.
Now you see how they block the water out?
Yep.
You use levees, right?
Yep. We got plenty of levees down here in Louisiana.
Yeah, this is a levee right there, but it's water on both sides of the levee.
Yeah. They blew it. Some. Hey, you know, this happened to Katrina, man. We had like down in Louisiana, we got levees.
Yep. We ain't even got to Katrina
native.
yet. We just looking at the old reports.
Uh-huh.
We just going over old reports because we're gonna go over military strategy at the end.
All right. Yeah, this definitely is some shit that's gonna go down with this.
That's first picture. That's the same flood.
Okay, all right. So it pays to have a boat, saying like
yeah, this one right here is a different city in the Midwest. I forgot what city it was.
Yeah, it looked just off looking at it. I'm telling man, it could be. It look like it's a more upscale place, like San Francisco, somewhere like that. It could be like
that's not West Coast.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about St. Louis. That's what I'm thinking about.
Could be St. Louis.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. See what we got. We're just gonna scan through them all. Let the people look at them. Then we're gonna talk about
they
the
got
water.
They got hit hard here.
See if that one got a title at the bottom of it, Elder.
They don't got no title. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a Chicago flood, either Chicago or New York.
That's what it look like. It look like more Chicago because it got like open space. Like Chicago, it's got a lot of downtown, but it's got like an open space. Like this with a river. It got a river that run through Chicago.
Yeah, right. That little river that run downtown, though, that's not that. This the streets. It's water.
Yeah, right.
It's water in the streets right here.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
All right, they get this out of here, bro. All right, flood in New York. That rarely happens. Ever.
Now, here's the irony about New York. New York is surrounded by water and marshways, but the people that build the Shinnecock and those that's organic over there, they never build in the flood zone. They've been there thousands of years. You could tell these are new construction homes.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
When I say new construction, I mean post settlers.
Yeah.
Right. These not the ones that was here before the settlers came. Them that's early 1900s construction right there.
Yeah, sure is. It's Dutch. It looked Dutch looking. The building style looked Dutch. How they got the building stack right here, the stagger building. This right here look like a Dutch buildings. The way they got they born, the style of the house. It looked like a Dutch agriculture.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
We ain't gonna linger on them too long. We just trying to show the different cities in the flood. South Buffalo flood, 1900. That's Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
Right. See that people got the horse and carriage walking through the water.
So
that's probably about 3 feet of water.
Man, how the hell Buffalo get flooded? That's what I mean, making. Upstate New York, ain't it?
Yep. You hardly ever hear about floods in Buffalo.
Nah, ever. You hear about snowstorms and shit like.
These are the things that you take about when you hear it's called a city out. Think to yourself, when was the last time I ever heard that city flooded?
Yeah, right.
Because if it's not normal for it to flood and it didn't normally flood before and it don't normally flood after, there's an abnormality in the middle.
Man, you got the ass, Rod. You got them. Go ahead.
Next.
All right, this right here is revisit the 1915 Hero flood.
Erie flood. That's Lake Erie. Lake Erie flooded. I don't know if it was in Michigan, upstate, but after the flood, this was the damage that was done. Now notice the water didn't stay. Everywhere else, the water just sitting there. Here you don't. This after the flood. This is the damage, but you see that little puddle they can step in? Right. That lets you know that wherever the water came from, it was temporary. That means that it was right. So you build a beaver dam.
Weapon.
You build a beaver dam, and then you route the water where you want it. Then you blow the beaver dam. The beaver dam is already not natural, so when you blow it, it's going to allow the water to release easily.
Yep. Damn. Military shit.
Next one. Now remember, everything they did, they weaponized it against us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Houston bad. Houston.
This one in Houston, Texas.
1935. Every time Houston get hit, all of a sudden it's all the black communities.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Houston flood. Again.
1835. What year was the other one?
1935 as well.
So it's probably the same flood. That's why I asked. Make sure we're on the same page. This is Peoria in Illinois. Like, when the last time anybody remember Peoria getting flooded out?
Yeah, what the hell?
But when you look at Peoria, there's some bodies of water that's around Peoria that can be used to flood the city. All right, next one.
Damn,
flooding must look. Let's read that again. Pay attention to what they say.
Right. The way they run.
Why would the victims be saying the flood must stop? Like somebody can control that shit.
Yeah, right. That way they word this shit. That's crazy.
Look, they having a whole protesting the floods.
Damn, you got them niggas, right? Go ahead.
Scroll down. Let's see what the bottom of it say.
Yeah, it won't let us get that.
It's too little to read.
Yeah, but just the grammatics of that, just that statement. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't no water on the ground.
Yeah.
They marching down the dry ass street. They marching down the dry ass street saying that somebody got to end these floods.
Damn.
And then look at their clothes so you can see about the time frame we're dealing with.
Yeah. Probably
This
like
the
70s,
like
60s.
It's like the 40s, yeah, like 60s.
Yeah,
that might
40s,
be
maybe
70s.
Yeah, it could be 30s too.
No, it ain't the 30s.
It's probably like in the 50s, between 50s and 70s.
Yep.
Yep. I say more leaning to like the 60s, like doing this had to be doing people getting it had to be I say 50s. I say the 50s.
Now, when we look back at history books and we look at articles like this, go back up to the headline.
Okay.
Whatever was going on when this happened, we have no memory of it.
Yeah.
They never taught us about it in schools, but it's here. Now you got a group of people saying the flooding must stop. That's victims of being flooded. That's doing a protest. And if don't nobody ever tell us they was flooding cities out, this wouldn't make any sense.
Yep. Yep.
This would be totally irrational. Right? But when you realize that we've been at a perpetual war for 500 years, and this is part of a protracted struggle, and every time we start coming up to a little bit, they do something like this to bring us back down. Let's go on the next one.
This is crazy, man. Somebody said that in like the 70s. So they've been on the 70s. Okay, all right. The flood, Elizabeth Street, December. This is like the 1862, I think.
Yep.
December 8th, 6 p.m. I'm trying to figure out what city it was in.
On Elizabeth Street.
Elizabeth.
I forgot where this was. I think this is in this is out west. I think this is a California city.
Okay, all right.
But you can see the carriage in the water and all that.
Yeah. See flood, Old Town.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so
Any city in California flood should raise your eyes because the people in California, they don't. It's too dry out there to have flood like that.
Right. That's right. It's too the way the ground. And then it's mountains. A lot of parts. When you start going more west.
So now we talking about Atlantis underwater.
Okay.
All right. Now this is an article where the drowned guys live. Believe it or not, but this is what modern day Atlantis looks like. Right. Lost beneath the waves, the depths of the oceans are lined with sunken cities, flooded crypts, drowned forests and structures. While some are completely submerged, others are partially waterlogged. These drowned cities hold myths and secrets of the deep. Here's a glimpse of the sunken world lost to watery wreckage. Now, what this is talking about, they got actual whole cities that they found under the oceans, right? Like if you look up Bimini Road, let's go look it up just so we got time.
Hey, we gotta look up that word maroon too.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to it because that's part of the Gullas. The Gullas is they called them Maroons when they was they chased them out. This is a group of islands off of the Carolinas, and I'll show it to you. But right now we on what I tell you put in there?
Shit, I went blank too. Shit. Start with a P.
We was talking about Bimini Road. Bimini Road.
Bini.
No, Bimini. Bimini Road.
Oh yeah, Bimini Road. Got it right here. Oh yeah, you on something here, bro? Let me say this in your folder.
Yeah, so when they telling you Atlantis sank, this is what they're talking about.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. You want this
you see
map
that
right
lion
here?
underwater statue?
Yeah, I got it right here. I got it.
You see the diagram? Get the diagram too, so they can see the layout.
I got it. Now you already know. I got it. You already know. That's a good layout right there because you got this right. I ain't never heard of this. This is another part to my Atlantis tape. Let me get this like a Ishtar. It look like Hathor.
Now this over here, right?
Yeah.
Now the next one is we're gonna pull it up just so we can have the picture, so we can just go through the pictures real quick. The other one is Japanese underwater city of giants. Giant city. They got stairs where one step is like 13 feet high.
Let's see what we get. All right, here we go right here.
Mm-hmm. This is on the other side of the world from what you just seen.
The mirror flip.
Bimini Road is down near Cuba.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It's somewhere down there. This is in the Pacific.
Can it be a 3 mirror flip? So where it's three
Oh yeah, we ain't done.
Okay.
Remember I told you that there was that they rerouted the Nile to fill in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, you told me that, yeah.
Watch this. Underwater Alexandria, Mediterranean.
Oh yeah, you going somewhere with this one.
They believe that they discovered Cleopatra's tomb down there recently in the last couple of months.
See, underwater Alexandria, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Did you put in Mediterranean?
Oh no. Hold on, I gotta put this in now. This right here supposed to be it right here, right? Look,
See what
look,
that right
this is
under
different
that.
statues. Oh shit, son.
There you
Look
go.
at this
Now
shit.
you own it. Just click on there and you can see our pictures under that to stay with the same topic.
Okay, all right.
Because all of them, that's dealing with the same underwater city.
Get the hell out of here. Why they ain't telling niggas about that, bro? Look at this. This is all the Egyptian shit, man.
Yeah, that's in the Mediterranean, right off northern Egypt.
Oh yeah, it's our land anyway. We already know. I got a couple already, man. On that one.
Yeah, we don't need all of them.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, it's a city in the Atlantic. No, we ain't gonna worry about that. Let's just go over these photos and look at the underwater, the ancient civilizations that passed.
Hey, what about that that one where they got the people chained together in the circle? You saw that one?
Yeah, that's something else. I was gonna pull that up, but I ain't gonna pull that up.
Okay, all right. This is fire right here, bro.
This is ancient
shit.
It's
like limestone, man. It's like fucking limestone.
It's made out of everything else that Hollywood called Egypt is made out of.
Dang.
We gonna get into all that in 1 minute. Okay, let's go next picture. We just looking at the pictures we just pulled. This is underwater Mediterranean.
Why didn't it go through? Oh, okay. All right. Let me go back. Okay. This that road right here.
Bimini Road.
Yeah.
Right. This is Bimini Road. It's an underwater roadway. Let's go to Google and get the headlines of it so they can see what it's talking about.
Bimini Road, sometimes called Bimini Wall, is a underwater rock formation near North Bimini Island in the Bahamas. The road consists of 0.8 kilometers long northeast southwest linear feature and composed of roughly rectangular to sub-rectangular limestones. Yeah, we built with limestone. That's how you know it's our shit. We built it. I'm telling you, man. That's how you know it's our shit right there.
Okay, now let's look at some of the pictures of that. How many you get for Bimini Road? 2?
Right here. It's another one.
You see how it's laid out?
Yeah.
It's a city. We had roadways.
Yeah.
If you had roadways, that means that you had some form of transportation that went on the roadways.
That's right. That's right.
But I ain't the one to talk, so you ain't heard it from me. Let's go into the next picture. Okay, so this is the artistic diagram of Bimini Road and how it's laid out. So this is the city. So this is the old, what they call Tartarian civilizations. When the grid was flipping from Nibiru coming, that's how come they kept coming from under the water to back under the water. Right? So if you read in Genesis, this came a time where they said the floods was gonna have to stop, right?
Yeah.
And they won't destroy the earth by water, but by fire next time.
That's right.
All right. So the covenant that the rainbow is to the memorial to El Elo, one of the Elohim, that he won't allow the earth to be destroyed by the whole tectonic plates shifting, the highlands to low and the lowlands to high. Right? So now what that translates in modern understanding of the Galactic Council agreement between Earth and Nibiru was this. They would readjust the orbit of Nibiru so it doesn't cause the physical Earth tectonic plates to flip, because now it'll be just out of reach. But the thing that they can't avoid is the flipping of the electromagnetic grid of the Earth. Now, the electromagnetic grid of the Earth, if you see, it's a torsion field, right? So this field where south is supposed to be up, and where north is supposed to be down, right? And that's why they had us disoriented, because they changed our polar orientation.
Yeah, I feel like that, man. I feel like that's happened to us.
Right. It's self-explanatory. Okay. Now, Earth, the South get the sun more than the North. Right. So right below event horizon level to the sun, the sun's shining on one part of the Earth, making it more what you call tropical than the other part. Right? That means that the Earth is slightly up to the south of us, to the moon. I mean, the sun. The sun is south in its primary origin in relation to the sun. It's up south. But the moon is primarily north in its orientation to its position of the Earth. Right? So the dark night satellite run between the two, north to south polar orbit. Right? That's an odd orbit to put a satellite. But that's to hold the hologram. So now you got this game of the gods. Now we reprogramming the computer, the algorithm, in order to keep Nibiru from flipping the physical grid of the Earth, and they only flip the electromagnetic grid instead. Right? That's changing the Shu men back to Shu Tefnut.
Okay, go ahead.
That's called the restoration of the gender covenant. Pull up Shu Tefnut once again so they can see sky over the Earth.
All right.
Then go to images.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna save it in the folder. Right here. This is one high. Look, I'm trying to find like a color one.
Yep, that's the one right there.
Let's see if we find another one. Better one than that one.
The best one is this. It's gonna be blue.
Yeah. It's like now this one right here is a good one too. I'll save it. With the blue, showing a sky blue, showing okay, let's see, that's probably the best one they gonna let us have over here. Let's see. Oh, right here, here you go, right here, the one you talking about, right here. We got it, baby. Let me load up. Yeah, break that down a little bit more, man. They saying break that down the Shu Tefnut joint, man, because they
we about to go back to Google. Go back to Google.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Go type in Khonsu, Khonsu. We need a picture of Khonsu with the description of his characteristics on it. So you scroll through there. There go one right there on the second row, second from right.
Right here.
The other way. Your other right.
Right here.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, Kansu,
Nope.
Kansu, Haru, Ra.
No, that's
Haru
not
first.
Khonsu. That's the wrong one.
Well. This one I just clicked?
Yeah, the picture, that's not who I'm looking for.
Oh, you looking for what Kansu you looking for? Because
Go back to the picture. Go back to the picture showing Tefnet. Let me see. I'm blow it up. I have to see what it is in the middle.
Hold on. You talking about like the dude right here in the middle right here?
Yeah.
Like Anubis.
That's not Anubis. That's Kanoum, I think is how you pronounce it.
You talking about Amun, right? Amun Ra?
No, his name is like Kanoum.
Okay, I think I know who you talking about now. You talking about
KH?
Yeah, KHUM. I'm gonna tell you, like this is his name right there. Come on, this dude right here. This dude right here with the ram's head.
Right. Now find one that gives his character traits. Don't say that picture. Say the one that's go to the one that's gonna have his character traits on it.
I got you.
I'm still not feeling that's the right guy.
I think that's him, dude, you looking for right there. Oh, let's see. Let me type in, let me put like this right here. Now this is gonna break it, come close right there. Here you go, right here.
Do that look like the guy that was holding up the
Yeah, it's him. That's him. Hey, what y'all think in the chat? They say yep. They say yep. It says somebody says Gib. But I think it looked like I think
it's not Gib.
No, it ain't Gib because he only got this type of headdress. I don't
go back and look at it again. You need to blow it up so we can see the head.
Okay, all right, let me go to it right here then. I'll tell you what, let me blow it up right here for you. Yes, sir. Well, that hey, you know what? It could be shoot, cause
that's who it is.
Yeah, cause you see
right you see who behind him, right?
Yeah.
That's who we was just looking at behind him.
Yeah, it's shoot, cause that's that one feather. He was one that rode that feather like that too.
And that's Mother Tefnet of Sky, Mother Sky.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the noon, you see how the stars is in the blue? That's what we're talking about. The primordial noon. That's the sky that's made up of melanin. That we call the darkness of space. Dark matter.
So is that saying the wind holding up the sky? That's what it's saying? It's a bit like
the moisture, those are the children.
Okay.
Right? Let's go into the story. Let's go back to Google and let's go into the story.
Okay. Oh, not that story. The story of the
doing Tefnet.
Okay.
No matter of fact, it's a good video on YouTube.
Yeah, send it to me real quick. I can load it up.
Okay, let me pull it up.
No, we black people, we like videos. Moors. They don't like the word black. I like the word black. It's street. It says it's strong, it's powerful. I like it, but you know how I'm out advanced.
Here you go.
Are you trying?
I'm setting it up.
All right, let me get it. Like that. Boom. Oh yeah, this one right here gonna be fire. All right, let me get it. Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Right? If you don't, hey, hit that bell. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us. Like I said, we're dropping the brother Rod Hayes Cash App in the link if you want to show him some love. You take $1, $10, whatever you got.
You got to show me love.
Everybody drop them a
there go the red one right there.
Right there. Huh?
The red one right there.
Yeah, right there. I saved it enough. Damn, come on. Let's get it rocking.
Comedic science. Gebb and Newt explained. Gebb and Newt are the last two of the four foundational metaphysical elements that produce physical life. Those four foundational elements are Shu, Tefnut, Gebb, and Newt. Ancient African spiritual science is very precise when expressing these ideas. The myths are a very elegant symbolic means to teach the science. The basis of the science, and therefore the myths, is numbers or universal mathematical formulas. The myths state that Tefnut begets the water of heaven and the fire of earth. They are then called Nut, which is sky, and Geb, which is earth. The Egyptian myth of the Grand Enid is the technical analysis of everything that occurred at the moment of creation and all the fundamental elements that created the material world, beginning with the abstract theory of how God, or Atun, came into existence as the creator. According to the ancient African science, in order for the material world to come into existence, these primordial elements must be split from each other. Shu, in the function of the secret name, Re, separates Nut and Geb from each other. You will see this depiction of Shu with arms raised, creating the void, separating Nut and Geb. Nut and Geb are actually Tefnut as the primordial fire in her next more complex phase, coming closer still to materialization. This is all occurring simultaneously at the Big Bang. Just as Atun became Shu and Tefnut, Tefnut, with the help of her twin Shu, becomes Geb and Nut. But the properties of Shu and Tefnut don't disappear, they simply formulate into something different, but with their elements as the foundation of what the next phase becomes. It could be analogous to taking baking flour to create cookies or a cake. No matter what you make from the flour, it's still the foundation of the new creation. No matter what is created in the universe, at the foundation is the properties of God that becomes the next phase of creation. The ancient Africans and other indigenous people always had a profound respect for everything in nature because they all had the philosophy that every natural thing is God in another form. This is also why the ancients would state, "Know thyself and you will know God." And it was a natural progression for them to see themselves as God in another form. They would say that you are a god or goddess in human form. Within everyone is a spark of light that is the creator. It wasn't being arrogant, it was simply the logical progression of the science. You will notice in the hierarchy of the Grand Enid that there seems to be something missing between Nut and Geb, as if there should be a third aspect on that level. Well, there is. That third aspect is how Shu must act as a separator for Geb and Nut, while they were qualitatively and functionally an aspect of Tefnut. So Shu, Tefnut, Geb, and Nut were actually symbolic representations of the four essential elements of creation. Air or spirit is Shu, Tefnut, fire, Nut, water, and Geb, earth. Each element is fundamental to creation. I must caution you to not take these elements literal. They are only metaphors. They have even more complex aspects that I'm not going to bog you down with here. Through their complexities, these elements are always connected and interacting with each other. You can't single out their components in nature. They're mothers and fathers of entire lines of natures or parts of nature on Earth. I can talk or write about them in linear fashion, but they are always simultaneously interacting. Now, we still have some more to go. The Ennead is one small aspect of the ancient Kemetic science that is biblical gospels. The Bible is a fringe aspect of this ancient spiritual science. This is not the end of the video, but if you're enjoying this knowledge, you can go over to my website at the end for more at www.kemeticcenteredliving.com. In my blog and e-courses, I give you the book references and documentation of this knowledge so that you can research it further for yourself. Now, my e-courses go much deeper. I connect the dots to the Bible because it has kept so many of us in mental bondage, and I want to help break the chains for anyone that's been affected. I love studying, learning, and learn with you. I would definitely appreciate the support.
Okay, so now you see how he described the relationship of Shu and Tefnut, Newton Geb. Now go to Google and put in Schumann resonance.
All right.
It's SCHUMIN.
Hey, spell it again.
SCHUMIN.
Okay, I got that right.
You got to put resonance behind it, or it's not going to pull it up.
Okay.
RESANCE. I think. No, RESENCE. Oh shit, I ain't spell it right.
I got it.
Okay, let's go to the main page so we can look up the definition of it.
Let me say these pictures right here. Okay, I got you right here. I got you. It also got something doing with the brain. Let me say that picture right there with the brain part. Maybe you can break that down. All right, let me go right here. I got you. Boom. Human resonance are a set of spectrums peak in the extreme low frequency portions of the Earth electromagnetic spectrum. The Schumann resonance are globe electromagnetic resonance generating at exciting by lightning discharge in the capital formed by the Earth's surface and the isosphere.
Right, which is basically the short form of that is it's the electromagnetic grid of the Earth. Okay, now type in Egyptian god Min, M-I-N.
Okay, all right. Hey, I hope it don't. Hey, you know what? I can't pull up the god Min because they flagged me for that last time.
Yeah, we want the definition. You can leave it on the main page then.
That's right. Yeah, that's good right there. Min is an ancient Egyptian religion. That's wrong. That's crazy. Them niggas lying like a.
Just read it. Just read it.
A god of fertility and harvest, embodiment of masculinity principles. He was also worshipped as the lord of the eastern desert. His cult, organized in pre-dynastic times, 4 millennium BCE, Min was represented with the phallus erecting. Hey, and I can't see that last word. It says a frill in his raising right hand. Yeah, the frill. That's like
yeah. So that's for thrashing. But yeah. Look at what it say. Min is the god of sexual virility of men. Okay, now remember who Shu was, right? Now, what's the resonance again?
The Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance.
That's double masculine. That's the wrong polarity for Earth.
Yeah, so you gotta be masculine and feminine.
Right, which is Shu Tefnut.
Okay.
Now you see why the homosexuality among males is in the air.
Okay, go ahead.
It's in the electromagnetic frequency.
Go ahead.
So when we flip the grid, shit gonna change. The grid flip is going from shoe men back to shoe Teflon.
The feminine energy is coming back and getting its balance back.
Right. Now remember, Teflon right there, right, represents the mother sky. Right. So he is shoe and Teflon is the fire and water aspect to creation. Geb and Newt is the earth and the air aspect. Okay, now these is energies they talking about. And if you look at the Schumann resonance, go back to the picture, go to the picture you saved for the Schumann resonance so you can blow it up.
We got a couple I think you're looking for this one right here though.
Yeah, that's good enough right there.
This one right here.
Okay. That's good. Either one, it don't matter. Yep. So now you see in the inside of that orb, you see those sound waves in there. That's indicating the space that the resonance occupy. These is called the lower atmosphere or ionosphere. Right? Now, what happens is the frequency alters the beings on the planet under the current. Right? Every woman is a Tesla coil to heal Earth when they wake up. Right? And so they all become a beacon. One of these, if you can scroll your arrow up there to show the people what I'm talking about at the top. See where it looks like a tower sitting out?
Right here.
Tesla coil.
Yeah.
See it emitting out the top?
Yeah, right here. It's like one of them got like more stronger masculine than the other one's got like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like a masculine feminine sound energy.
So when the frequency is correct, the vibration or the pitch or the sound is perfected.
Okay.
So if you undershoe men, shoe and men being two masculine deities, when you flip back to shoe Teflon, then you get the proper harmonics.
Right, balance. That's right.
The right balance, the right sound for the A-tone. The A-tone is the tone that the women use to clear the electromagnetic field of rogue interruptions. That means beings on the planet don't belong here. And when the sisters ran the A-tone through the universal earth mind, all of the ones who couldn't match the frequency got blocked out.
Is that dealing with the alpha male? Like the alpha male? And...
We're talking about females right now.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
They are Tesla coils, right? So everywhere you see where you got the little hand at, jiggle it around so they can see it again.
Right here?
Yeah, those things right there are Tesla coils, right?
Yeah.
And all of the women that's the earthborn sync with the earth, and together they make the grid go back to its proper frequency.
Okay.
Right? So they're going to end up trying to get to 532 hertz, but they're going to end up at 444 hertz.
Okay.
At 444 hertz, then the frequency picks up from 432 by 6 hertz, which changes the entire frequency.
Okay.
The whole channel has just been shifted.
This shit is fire. Go ahead. I'm with you.
Okay, now, let's go to the fire file.
Okay, all right. I want to say this one is part of the fire file.
Yeah.
No, this one had a water file. Okay, all right, hold on.
Yeah, that was part of the water file. It's cool though. You could have left it up there for a second.
Okay, all right.
this is an old indigenous legend. One more war is on between the mighty old dragon that is the Mississippi River and his ancient enemy, man.
Man.
Dragon Slayer. The dragon in his hole. So the water in the Mississippi ain't running.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Through the curtain-like trees, the 1927 view, perhaps a Manhattanite drinking her Sunday morning coffee peeped at a gallant steamboat, a column great house, and a close-up scene of rural Black people caught in the picturesque predicament of floating roofs and tugging mules she saw. Now look,
Okay.
I want to bring something to your attention that this is the kind of stuff that we overlook.
Yeah, these code words and shit. Go ahead.
Right? It say through curtain-like trees. That's the forest.
Yeah.
So she's looking through the forest at people that's floating down a stream on housetops.
Right.
Now, the reason why I brought that up is I told y'all they chopped all of the trees down.
Okay.
And since we on that part, I'm finna send you a video. We're gonna watch these two little clips on them chopping the trees down in Florida.
Go ahead.
Because I've been telling us for the longest that they was chopping the trees down in Florida, and this is gonna be the intermission. So hold on 1 second.
Hey, Rob, if you're in the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got 540 some people. Everybody hit the like button, man. It's going down up in this joint. We cracking heads and twisted caps. I forgot to do the ball cap disclaimer at the beginning, man. So if your ball cap already exploded, man, my bad, bro. My bad.
Okay, while you grab that one, I go get the other one.
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now. All right. If you want to show some love, man, we dropped the cash apps in the link, man. Okay. We live, we lit. Never have it been made so clear. Okay, it's called The Giant Trees. Let's go here. It don't stop, it don't quit, y'all. Rob out if you're in the building. Somebody say, Rod, get these niggas, man. I'm gonna put that on the shirt. Rod, get these niggas.
All right, while that one playing, you can pull up the second one to cue it up. It's in there.
I got you right now. This is right here, right?
Yep.
All right.
I want everybody to get the credit for their work, so let his credits run.
Okay.
On the dark night of January 16th, 2012, a Florida woman was looking for a place to smoke her meth in peace. She came upon a large tree and discovered an entrance to its hollow trunk. There, in the middle of the tree, she attempted to pack her ice pipe, but the black night made it impossible to see. The woman then collected some debris and twigs and made a small fire on the ground, thus illuminating her materials. She began to smoke and slip into a sweet icy haze, but suddenly realized the small fire she had started was now much, much bigger. Instead of attempting to put out the growing fire, she took some pictures and fled the scene. The flames climbed up the hollow core of the trunk and burned the tree from the inside out. Nobody else would know what had been done until it was far too late. The tree that she had burned to the ground was the 5th oldest tree in the world, a 125-foot bald cypress estimated to be around 3,500 years old.
Damn.
Before being arrested, she was quoted as saying, "I can't believe I burned down a tree older than Jesus." This presentation will cover the presence of giant and ancient trees in Old Florida, as well as their role in the Old World. Now enjoy.
Pause 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Now you heard him say the age of that tree, 3,500 years old.
Hell yeah.
So I'm telling people, we used to walk from Louisiana to Florida in the treetops without ever touching the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when we was fighting the Gullah Wars, they was setting Florida on fire and they was chopping down the trees in mass. Your great lumberjack stories. So push play. Let's watch some more.
That makes sense to stop us from attacking them from above. They Go ahead. All right.
Florida Department of Magic. I like that. You see how they running out there on that water?
Yeah.
It was trees all in the water, on the ocean.
Those deep divers like that from the same Sky Clan, right?
Mm-hmm. All that stuff that they discovered in Florida that's rolling up.
Introducing Dr. Narco along.
They run in Miami Vice.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, some folks are disappointed with the punishment that this woman received.
Well, that's right. Now, state prosecutors insist they did not cut a deal with this tree burning suspect. In fact, they say that Sarah Barnes basically walked into court. She pled no contest to the judge and she was immediately sentenced. But for the folks who simply loved the big tree and what it stood for, they say a suspended prison sentence and probation just doesn't add up. Betty Rendon's family has a lengthy history with Seminole County's big tree.
We discovered Big Tree Park shortly after we.
You hear the county?
Remembers her grandkids when they first saw the fire.
They cried. They cried when they knew that the senator had been. They weren't the only ones.
Sarah Barnes was arrested, accused of setting the fire so she could see better while allegedly using drugs in the park.
Look at it.
She just pleaded no contest to the judge and was sentenced. 2.5 years in prison, suspended as long as she successfully completes 5 years of probation, 250 hours of manual labor, pays $14,000 in fines and costs, and she must undergo substance abuse evaluation. Betty Rendon, a former teacher, was less than satisfied to hear any talk of probation.
I also taught them that for every action there are consequences. And this was a terrible consequence. This is a consequence that we cannot bring back. We cannot fix.
Believe it or not, I have seen various people online accuse Miss Barnes of practicing black magic and Satanism, but there's really not anything to substantiate that, apart from people leaving comments that they knew her or saw some pictures from her laptop. Regardless, it makes one wonder how she got off so easy.
Okay, let's go to the other one now. You see,
We
gonna watch this one because this one like 18 minutes long.
Look on her face is like, I just burned down a freaking tree. What's the big deal? She one of them niggas.
No, she knew what she did, which after the fact, she didn't know,
right?
probably didn't know that was tree was that old and that it was the last one left.
But you getting high in a tree? Come on, man. People do some crazy shit, bro.
She getting fucking high on meth, man. How much thinking do you think she doing?
Goddamn tree.
How much thinking can she be doing? She getting high on meth. She not thinking about none of the consequences or none of that shit till after the fact.
I'm trying to get to the one you just sent me.
It's part 2 to that, but it go right into it. It go right into.
The stream, what the furnace is like today. We don't have enough fuel to make the fire. The forest of Fangorn lies on our doorstep.
Yeah.
These trees they chopping down is hundreds of years old, dog.
How big that tree is.
Do we got volume to it? Do we got any sound, Elder?
It's like them trees got red goods.
Look how big that trunk, that stump is. These is the juniper trees they chopped down. Ain't no sound to the video?
You're about to see a
You don't hear the
30-minute
sound?
film of a way of life that existed.
I hear it now.
Or terrain. Makes it almost impossible to
You
harvest.
hear it?
The crews that you see
Yeah.
going to the woods.
Okay. Damn.
This is a daily occurrence. Happened summer and winter. Had no regard to time or to rain or to cold weather. They'll notch the tree on one side, then they'll do their cutting with their hand-driven cross-cut saws on the back side of that notch, and they can just about drive a peg in the ground. But where that tree will fall, they were that good. There's a nice one that's falling. You can see in the butt end, you can see a small cavity that they don't know why those cavities are in cypress, but sometime they would go up through the entire tree. Sometime they would stop at a couple of foot. Usually cut those off at the mill. It almost makes you want to cry when you see those great big trees that had stood for 2,000 or 3,000 years.
Wow.
Take their last dive. Also the ending of an era too. This is the 104 engine that was the last working steam engine in the state of Florida. It's now in a museum resting place, more or less, at Leesburg.
Wow.
There's 104 there. Makes a beautiful sight. That's not the 104 either. That's a Seaboard Coastline engine or Seaboard Airline at that time. Take them to along the main track back to where they were coming to La Cucci. The man down is having a tough footing, and he's also carrying the crosscut, as you can well see.
Man, that's a big ass tree.
They're doing their notching the same way as you saw it in the past. They're notching it, and this will be falling into the river. And then they'll float it from there down to their nearest pickup point. And, you can see the ring on the trees where the high water marks are too. The high water mark is just below the axe handle there. They'll walk out now and cut the topping out of the tree, which they would leave in the wood or leave in the river or leave wherever they cut it. This is the 104 coming back in with a full train load of logs. You'll probably never ever, you may see a train load of logs, but it'll never be cypress again. This was in the fall. I would assume by the way the leaves on the trees are, the water had been pretty cool at that time.
Man, what the hell they did with this wood, right?
Little red caboose on the back end tells you it's on a main line, which is ACL.
Some tell me the military
Seaboard
was involved with
Airlines
this
at
shit.
that time. This is a shot in the mill yard where they used to dump them off of the trains, and then the big skidder back in the back was run by Mr. Joe Hull, or the big crane in the back was run by Mr. Joe Hull. And that crane that you just passed over, which you'll see again, helped dig the Panama Canal and was bought by Cummersons, or at that time the Cummer Cypress Company, at their yard at the Naval Yard in Jacksonville. You'll see the log going up in the mill. On the right, on the left is where they send the logs up in the mill for veneers. That's your 104. Beautiful little Baldwin engine, and in a few minutes you'll hear it. This is something that OSHA would always frown upon, was But they always did it. They did it from the time the mill started. That young man would hang by the tongs, and he would ride the tongs from the loading area to the chain, and from the chain to the loading area, depending on what they were doing. This is a view of just the mill. That back in the back of the sawdust house. In the front was the steam chambers where they steamed pine before they sent it over to the veneer mill. And that was a veneer mill just a second ago. This is a panoramic
Some telling me
view
they
of
use this
Cummer.
wood
Sorry
in
the film
military
didn't come out better,
to
but
build them dams
this
or
was
something
taken
that Raw Hayes talking about.
quite a few years ago, and
Beaver
time has
dam.
taken its toll on the film. This kind of timber would not have been cut during the first years of Cumberson cypress.
You can stop it now, Elder.
All right.
This was kind of a scrapping up operation.
Okay, so this is just to show that they kept continuously clearing Florida out long after the act of fighting in the South was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go to the great fires on the land, where they was the scorch earth doctrine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Cloverport, Kentucky, swept away by the fire last night. That's March 14th, 1901. That's the Great Cloverport of Kentucky fire. Let's go to another one.
You know, we was in that land during that time, so.
Look at this one. The San Francisco fire in 1906. That's March 18th, 1906.
Mm-hmm.
8 and 1 is 9. That's March 9th. That's a biggie knot. Burning bed. All right, so what's the next one? Let's see. California climate apocalypse.
What? Oregon? What's that, Oregon?
I don't think you're gonna be able to read this one to blow it up.
I just see a bleak search for the.
No, the top one is the article, the headline.
Okay.
California climate apocalypse. If you could read the sub one.
Nah, it says I couldn't tell you. Something about a cigarette. We like to say a cigarette. I be some to. Nah, I can't read it. It's too blurred up.
All right, let's go on to the next one. We don't spend no time on them. We just showing them the different fires. Fire on the home front. Can we see the date of that one? Nope. There you go, 1889. That's in
right.
Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Lewis and Clark went.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go on to the next one.
Booty Boys, Lewis and Clark. Keep that in mind. I got some new information on them niggas.
This one's written right on the picture.
Brokeback Mountain.
This is the fire on Black Wall Street.
What? Oh yeah, go ahead. Go in on it.
Right. We're gonna get back to that in a minute. But this is the fire on Black Wall Street. I think I got another picture or two of the Black Wall Street fire.
June, Thursday. I think that's Thursday 1st.
Thursday the 1st, 1921.
Mm-hmm.
Running the Negro out of Tulsa.
What? Get the hell out of town.
County put under martial law, 7 whites, 68 Negroes dead, fire rages. Black Quarter burns to the ground. Tour.
4 guard units take change or charge or something.
Take charge.
Okay.
So they sent the National Guard in. That's Black Wall Street we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go on to the next one. Six dead in race riot in Florida. This is Rosewood, colored section of town destroyed by fire.
Wow. Rosewood, right there. This is January 3rd. Let's see if we can find a date. Looks like the 1860s. Was that
Yeah,
back then?
let's go on to the next one. It's just too blurry to try to read it. This is the Symbionese Liberation Army hideout of Sinkyu from the Symbionese Liberation Army and Patty Hearst situation. In this situation, they literally blew this motherfucking house up.
Damn.
They literally blew it up.
Dropped the bomb on their ass, or literally like.
Well, I
think
I got a video on it if you want to play it.
Yeah, send it to me. Was it like a drop a bomb style, or rig they C4 on their shit, or just fly over and boom, drop a bomb on their ass? Was it like that? Like blow their ass up? I remember they saying something in Philadelphia where nigga they dropped a bomb on the whole fucking neighborhood. I thought, what the fuck?
That's gonna come up too. You can pull that one up right there. This is one of the chiefs. They had tried, this is the guy that they tried to pit against Manson for the Helter Skelter Wars.
What? Go ahead.
They was both taught mind control in San Quentin in 1960s by the same
place where Barbara Johnson was it.
Yeah, the same CIA agent that taught mind control to Jim Jones, and it was Jim Jones' best friend.
Man, you getting these niggas, bro.
This is Channel 7's Eyewitness News with Judd Ambrink, John
Here.
The Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. I'm Judd Ambrink. Here's what's happening at 11 o'clock. The gunfire has stopped and the flames are out, but a big question mark still hangs over South Central Los Angeles at this very moment. A question as large and perhaps as tragic as any on the West Coast in the last 103 days. Is the body of Patty Hearst among the 5 found early tonight in a shot-up, burned-out home on 54th and Compton Avenues? A home that went out with unchecked flames, the climax of a shootout in which Los Angeles police fired more ammunition than they ever had fired before in a single law enforcement assault. Just who are the 5 persons killed? That still is not known. If any of them have been identified, it's not been officially disclosed. At Hillsborough, California, the Randolph Hearst family has apparently given in to the inevitable fear. A family spokesman said tonight that the feeling inside the Hearst home is that it's all over for Patty. Yet despite that atmosphere, the family spokesman added that the Hearsts still are clinging to some hope that their daughter was somewhere else, not in a stucco house at Compton and 54th Avenue here in Los Angeles. John, you have more.
Good, we certainly do. We still have nothing official at this hour to say with certainty that the 5 persons who died in that shootout were actually members of the Symbionese Liberation Army. Dr. Thomas Noguchi is trying to identify the bodies, some of which were burned beyond recognition. But all
that symbol right there, 7-headed snake.
Yeah,
that's the symbol for a negus, N-E-G-U-S. So when he was using that, he was saying he was a chief. Okay. He's one of the negus. He's one of the original bloodlines of the Earthborn. Right? Since you mentioned, I was figured I'd tell you what it was talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fire.
All night long, there has been rumor and speculation about the names of the victims in that house. Among those believed slain on East 54th Street were the escaped convict Donald DeFreeze, known as Marshal Sing-Q of the Symbionese Liberation Army. It was Sing-Q whose voice, along with Patty Hearst, appeared on those recordings.
So this Donald DeFreeze is Sing-Q, and he is the leader. Now, when they taught him these techniques of mind control in San Quentin, they told him to get an army of Negroes to go to war with Manson's army of hippie white boys.
Yeah.
He did exactly what they didn't tell him to do. He went his own way with it. Right? Because the philosophy of the Symbionese Liberation Army is that these people need us to survive just like we need them. So if we're going to have a symbiotic relationship, we got to reestablish the terms in which that symbiosis is functional for both parties. Because right now, the symbiotic relationship is parasitic. So that was Donald DeFree's position.
Okay.
Right? And he was a hell of a leader, as you can see, because didn't nobody fold up shop. They fought to the end. Go ahead, push play.
They fought to the end on that joint.
Sent to the publisher Randolph Hearst. Also, Nancy Ling Perry, a former college cheerleader who once campaigned for Barry Goldwater and also worked for a time as a topless blackjack dealer. Kamala Hall, daughter of a Lutheran minister who once was involved in a career as a social worker in Minneapolis, and until she joined the SLA was known by her friends as an advocate of nonviolence. William Lawton Wolf, son of a Pennsylvania doctor and dropout from the University of California in Berkeley. But we must emphasize all this is speculation, not based on anything official. 3 of the bodies were found underneath the floor of the burned out house near air vents leading to the outside. Dr. Thomas Noguchi held a news conference a short while ago. We hope to have film of that news conference later on in this program. In the news conference, Noguchi says it'll be 24 hours before the identifications are complete. Larry Carroll was among the dozen members or so of our news team that spent the good part of the day at the scene of this shootout. Reporters, film cameramen, soundmen, and film couriers who faced the tension and the danger, and there was danger, believe me. Here's Larry with the first in a series of reports on what happened down there tonight. Larry?
Here's the way it started, John. Late this afternoon, Los Angeles news media were notified by police that police might have a raid somewhere in South Los Angeles and that a command post was being set up. We rushed to the area. The exact location of the target house was not known at that point, but shortly after 5 o'clock, massive numbers of police moved in and cordoned off an 8-square block area, bordered by Long Beach Boulevard on the east and Hooper on the west from 57 2nd Street south 4 blocks. I was standing about 100 yards away when police found their target, a yellow 1-story house on 54th near Compton. A live CBS camera crew was on the scene, and this is what it looked like.
Let's see if we couldn't still get this picture, but from a little better location, huh?
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea to interview somebody right now.
Hey.
The mighty palm tree right in front of us.
Just took a bullet a couple inches or so because we felt it go by. We felt it go by. That's right. That hurt it. That's as close as I want to be to one, let me tell you.
It was about them that a
fast forwarded to the fire part.
Bound behind the blaze spread.
People I saw crouched behind cars and fences and telephones, not knowing if they were out of the line of fire or not. Police at the time had no idea whether she was an SLA captive or an SLA member. Just before.
Okay, back it up just a little bit.
I got up close and I saw that she was so massive. Around the corner from the house, about 100 feet away, the air shook with gunfire, and police realized that they were.
That's why they don't want us to have guns, Elder.
Yeah, because they was our gun. They assigned police AR-15s. It's a new kid. They got to carry one out. No.
We need all the gas that you can round up. Parker Center, any geographical division, and we need it down here.
Some gas?
As fast as you can get it down. In addition to that, we need all the ammo that we've got in the safe. We're taking automatic fire front and back from this location. They're much better armed than we are.
Right along with reporters and with stunned bystanders, trying to figure out exactly where the crossfire was. People I saw crouched behind cars and fences and telephones, not knowing if they were out of the line of fire or not. Gunfire was so massive, it was absolutely impossible to tell if we were safe or not.
It's crazy, bro. Then you gonna want to shoot out with the police, nigga? You got to be crazy.
Then police went to tear gas bombs. They made a direct hit into the window of the house with one lob, but somebody inside got it right away and pitched it back outside immediately. And then suddenly, the black woman inside stumbled out of the house and she slumped on a porch briefly. Tear gas choked the air. It made it impossible to breathe or even to see for a while. But then police moved in. I saw them walk up. They grabbed the woman, handcuffed her, dragged her 40 feet to a squad car. Police at the time had no idea whether she was an SLA captive or an SLA member. Just before reporters were routed out, I got up close and I saw that she was swollen from the tear gas and unrecognizable and bleeding heavily from the nose. And I heard her say that she had been held unwillingly inside by the SLA, and she was thrown to the ground and questioned by police. And then suddenly the SLA house belched smoke and then flames spewed out into the street. It looked like an explosion of fire. The woman looked up into the back seat of the squad car where she was under intensive questioning to see it, perhaps. There was a tremendous amount of apparent gunfire at this time, and it's possible at this point that the flames themselves were setting off the tremendous amounts of ammunition that the SLA had stockpiled inside the house. And in a way, it was a bizarre thing to see a fire of this intensity with people inside the burning house with no one attempting to fight it. Whether everyone stood around speculating whether the SLA at this point might possibly consider surrendering when there seemed no hope at all of their winning a gun battle with police that numbered more than 350 at this point.
Damn.
A few moments later, in a house immediately next to
350 police.
we will perhaps and perhaps not see film of 6 children. I think all of them were under 7 years old, being rescued from that house. They all came stumbling out onto the sidewalk with a woman who apparently was their mother. No one knew what their connection might possibly have been with that house, and everyone had thought perhaps those houses had been evacuated. They hadn't been, although even now we haven't heard any reports of any injuries, either from gunfire or from the flames in that neighborhood. And there's still a lot of questions being asked right now, and there aren't too many answers to go along with them. I asked Pete Hagan, spokesman for the Los Angeles
You
Police.
look familiar?
I haven't seen anything like this in his
Pete
life.
Hagan?
I haven't, no other reporters had. And I said, perhaps Watts. And he said, no, this is the worst thing that he's ever seen.
Well, Christine, I have a question. The woman that
You can stop it.
herself as a hostage that came out of the
That's
house,
right.
was that the woman that answered
That's
the door?
what I've been thinking about.
Okay, so this is the Symbionese Liberation Army.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back and look at some old fire pictures, and then we're gonna pull up another government-sponsored fire. I'll pull that video up while you go into the next pictures.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Was that one new one?
Yeah, read the headlines and dates, and just keep going out there while I pull this up.
All right, that was the one we just read. This is the new one. Move seas cost cities $1.2 million. Razzo blames Albert in kickback trials. So I don't know what's
that's the move. That's where we going next. That's the Philadelphia fire that we going to next. Huh?
Where they dropped the bomb on some niggas?
Yeah, they dropped the bomb on the Move community. That was a community movement started by a brother by the name of John Africa.
Okay, all right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna go to next. I'm about to send you the link.
All right.
Go to the next article while I'm pulling this up.
Hey, this right here, picture right here. I don't know. You had to send me this picture too.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see it. Oh yeah, that's Ramona Africa.
Okay. She started the community?
No, she not the one started it, but she was one of the most vocal members that was locked up. Right? She is the golden child. She the golden child of the movement. Right?
Yeah, they had to get her off the streets.
Yeah. They was treating them bad while they was locked up too. But she get in all of that shit because she gonna get to tell her story on the big stage where we going next with this. So for the ones on know, they never stopped bombing us. They never stopped burning down our communities, and they never stopped attacking our people. We just believed that they was in the position to right, so we never stood up against them like Kanye West doing right now.
There is a small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
There was gunshots, thousands around.
I'm better go. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Now you notice they use the word war.
Wanted to kill our children.
There she go. She can grow it up now.
An explosive entry device.
The house shook. Smoke was coming in, so we knew they dropped a bomb on us.
Police allowed the blaze to burn an hour and a half before calling in firefighters.
I don't care what they said. There was no justification for what they did.
They done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
I never imagined that the government would drop a bomb on a row house in Philadelphia.
It's an embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia.
My name is Ramona Africa, and I was there when the police dropped a bomb on me and my family May 13th of 1985 and killed 11 of my family members. I was there. I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. I went to Temple University and I was headed to law school. But after I met MOVE, I wanted to be a revolutionary. MOVE is a revolutionary organization founded by John Africa that believes in revolution, not in fighting and bloodshed, but true revolution. I joined MOVE in 1979. I was listening to what was happening with MOVE and could not believe that the cops were attacking MOVE the way they were.
Until today, there was a house in Philadelphia filled with people who for years confounded everybody. They called themselves MOVE and never said what that meant. They tried to live in the city as if it were the forest, ignoring modern plumbing, trash collection, or rat control. They offended the neighbors first and then the city, which ordered them out last year. Today, the city went to move them.
As firemen crawled forward with a water hose, shots rang out.
The MOVE 9 were 9 of our sisters and brothers who were arrested unlawfully for the murder of a police officer and given a 30 to 100-year sentence.
Last December, 9 MOVE members went on trial for the death of Officer Ramp.
Everybody knew that MOVE did not kill a cop because MOVE was in the basement. Officer James Ramp was standing up on street level, and the media said he was shot on a downward angle. So there's no way that MOVE could have shot him.
They wear their hair in dreadlocks because they reject combs as symbols of industrialization, which their back to nature philosophy opposes. Their basic goal is to overthrow the present system of government, which they consider to be corrupt.
People thought MOVE was crazy at that time because of the media.
They spew out obscenities when they talk.
Terrible language. Rizzo said that he wanted MOVE out of Philadelphia.
It's amazing that this group has been running loose now for a half a dozen, couple, 3, 4 years that I know of, and they should have been in prison many, many months ago.
Damn.
We moved into Osage Avenue because that was our headquarters. It was warm and loving. There was children there. We would take them to the park. That was mainly our day. Some people said we was on the loudspeaker day and night, every day. That was just a lie, probably promulgated by the police along with the media. We were getting along with our neighbors and nothing was going on. That's why we were surprised and shocked when hundreds of cops invaded our area trying to throw Move out of our home. And this was on Sunday, Mother's Day.
There is a small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
Police
It has
started
been
the
going
war.
on all day between hundreds of Philadelphia police and a bizarre back to nature group called Move.
Nothing happened all day, but that night, Gregor Sambor, the police commissioner, got on a loudspeaker and said, "Attention, Move, this is America. You had 15 minutes to come out." Well, obviously we didn't come out because we knew they wanted to kill us. They didn't want to arrest us. They could have done that anytime.
It was shortly before 6 a.m. when police moved in with tear gas and water cannon to evict members of the extremist group Move.
When we were in the basement for a while, we didn't feel anything.
They
And
fucked
then
up by
the
naming
waters
themselves Move.
start coming down on us. I
Good.
mean, rushing down on us.
What we intended to do was to create a diversion on the roof of the Move compound.
It was hard to breathe. Our children were soaking wet. And then they started with the tear gas.
Tear gas started coming in. We got the blankets and they was wet and they blew over our heads and started laying down.
They blew a hole in the house to the left of us to try to come through it to come after us.
What we wanted them to do was to come out of the front of 6221 Osage and surrender.
We tried to get out after that. We tried to bring the kids out and was shot back into the house.
A gun battle erupted.
These devil, boy. I'm
Shot
telling you.
over
I'm talking
10,000
about devil.
bullets. So that was their intent, to kill everybody in that house.
I don't think that they should kill the people and their babies. They should find another solution.
After that, that's when the silence was. It was a long interval of silence, and we didn't know what they were doing. We felt comfortable for a minute. And then the bomb was dropped.
Damn.
The house shook. It shook. And then we start feeling the heat and the smoke, which we knew wasn't tear gas. We knew there was a fire in the house. We heard the crackling of the trees that was in back of Osage.
The
They
night
got the
skies
fucked
over
up
West
bomb on them too,
Philadelphia,
one of them,
bright with flames. As many as 60
South Park
buildings
bomb.
may be on fire.
Yeah, you can stop it.
And I saw
Huh?
a newspaper.
You can stop it. I just want our people to see how these de facto corporation been treating us. So I was waiting on you to get back.
They dropped the fucking phosphate bomb on their ass.
Yep. She says you can hear the trees crackling
Yeah,
when the
that's
fire burns.
phosphate bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to some more of the fire.
I was in the military. We used to use. They made a smaller version of that bomb, and we used to use that to throw. Like say if Iraqi had one of those trucks with a 50 cal on the back, and we decommissioned it, we would pop the hood on it and throw one of those phosphate fire bombs under the hood, and then it burn all of the burn the motor up. They dropped that shit from a helicopter. That's some fucking sick bastards, man. I mean, that's sick right there. And this shit didn't go to international court. That shit there didn't go to internet. Man, what kind of shit is this? You can do that to niggas though. But that's why they kept on asking.
The reason why listen, Elder, it's a good thing you brought that up. So while you're going back to the articles, the reason this can't go to international court is because we're in a police state. We in a police state under martial law that's been in ever since the secondary constitution was enacted. When we went under martial law, they inserted the interim government. Right? The interim government was the establishment of the United States corporation. So anything that happened over here, it's like it happened in prison.
Damn.
as far as the international community is concerned.
Yeah.
Because we are occupied territory.
Yeah, right. I'm with you on
Right?
that.
When you are occupied territory, everybody in the land that's under the occupation is a subject to the ones who's running the interim government.
Uh-huh.
I'm finna show you something. Do
Send me
you
something
know
else.
who Muhammad Karzai is?
It's like I heard that name before.
Hold on 1 minute. Because we need to see what was going on so it makes sense. You understand why they never stopped bombing us, burning us up. They never stopped flooding us out in cities, blowing levees, blowing dams, right? Making water reservoirs in order to flood cities out. They still got cities underwater.
That's right. We saw that.
You know, right? So,
hey, I wonder, like that chick, that black chick that was talking, man, that she should be getting paid for the rest of her life from the government. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that was there with her that survived. That's, man, that's crazy. Can you send me another link to something?
I ain't sent it yet. I'm looking for it now.
All right, we got about 2 hours. So whenever you want to start getting questions, we can do that too.
Let's go to Q&A and I'll show this toward the end. We'll exit on this if I find it.
Okay, all right. Hey, wait, all right. If you're in the chat, man, drop the comments and the links. I mean, your chat, your questions and the links for the brother Rob. If you want to ask him some questions, man, we got you right here. Yeah, it seemed like to me, man, that shit, that's definitely. I mean, you drop a bomb on motherfucker. How crazy can you get following the rules when you drop a bomb on a nigga, man? Oh yeah, that is like what? How did they come up? How did they even think of it? They just said, "Oh yeah, they're a bunch of niggas. Let's just drop bombs on them." The international court's not gonna pick this up.
Yeah, they already know they're not gonna pick it up because it's the same as the international court can't pick up something when you're in war.
Yeah. So we've been at
The
war
war
since the war.
Right. So the war have to be over before the international court can hold on, I'm about to send it to you now. So the war had to be over for the international court to determine if crimes have been committed against the decency of humanity.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So let's see if we can take some questions. If anybody got some questions, but remember, they never stopped bombing us.
Damn sure didn't. The crack was a bomb.
Right.
Crack
now remember,
was a bomb.
It ain't about skin color. Because remember, David Koresh, where the FBI edited his videos in the news in order to make people believe he declared he was Jesus Christ. That was their excuse to go in there. And because what he was doing is he was buying replica guns and then he was retrofitting them to go live.
What?
Right? But that's not illegal.
Okay. Yeah.
He wasn't doing nothing illegal. What made it illegal is the guns with the church. It wasn't illegal in the books. It's illegal in the mind of the government because they look at that as a situation that they can't control. Remember Ruby Ridge? In Ruby Ridge, these people living off the grid and they attacked them. The FBI attacked them with the food and drug, what's the alcohol, tobacco, firearm, ATF, and the FBI attacked them to go take their guns because George Bush wanted all of the guns out of the fanatics' hands. That's what he told them. But these people weren't bothering nobody. So how did they determine them to be fanatical?
Yeah, right.
Right? Then I'm gonna show you another one. Richard Peltier. You ever heard of that guy? He was a Native American leader that had the police tried to kill him, and then they locked him up in prison for it.
Damn, tried to kill him, then put him in prison because we can't kill you, so we're gonna lock your ass up.
I'm finna show you what we're dealing with. This is you ever heard of save that one I just sent you. I'm about to send you another one.
Okay, all right.
I don't want you to get them mixed up.
I saved it already.
Okay. I'm about to send you another one right now.
Yeah, it's some man. They Yaku and the trickery that he taught him, it runs deep. The trickery is deep.
Open that up.
All right.
See, they think that the law on the reservation is the tribal law, which follows the great law. And they want to come on the reservation where they said they wouldn't interfere so they can maintain our parts of the culture. Right?
I remember reading it in the indigenous rights thing that we read. I remember reading it.
Yeah. So once they run over there into the reservations, now they traversing on to tribal land. That's an act of war between the organics and the de facto government. But check this out. Start that from the beginning. Oh, that was the beginning. Can you turn the volume up in?
That's as loud as it go right there.
Three Native Americans, Dino Butler, Bob Robidoux, and Leonard Peltier, would eventually be tried for the first-degree murder of the two FBI agents. No one was ever charged with the killing of Joe Stuntz.
That's a buffalo.
See that in the years prior to the shootout at Jumping Bull in 1975.
Yeah, hey, look, I remember looking at doing research on this for my Majesties of America book, and I was wondering why the hell. And then they brought tanks and everything to that shit.
See this guy right here?
Yeah.
This guy name is Muhammad Karzai.
Yeah.
He became the head of state by U.S. appointment. He became the leader of the interim government of Afghanistan.
De facto, right?
Right. They became an occupied territory once that was set up.
Okay.
Since then, the Taliban has overthrown that regime.
Go ahead.
The Taliban, no matter what government style they choose, was the governing tribes of the land. Right? The same in Iraq. They appointed Halliburton, a corporation, to do the renovations in Afghanistan and Iraq in what they call government restoration contracts.
Yeah, gang. Like
right? Now pay attention to what they're doing because it's going to show you something. Now, the United States is paying billions of dollars to Halliburton.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney is on the board of Halliburton.
Exactly. Go ahead.
All of the Bushes own stock in Halliburton.
Exactly. And Obama.
And they invest in Halliburton to build a pipeline from Uzbekistan to the Persian Gulf.
Okay, go ahead.
They can't get through the Taliban, so they replace the government. Sound familiar?
Yeah. They did the same thing in when Malcolm X went to go meet and what that was, Saudi Arabia, and he met with the king. Then they 2 weeks later, a month later, they killed him, and then put his brother, his cousin in there. And then next thing you know, you saw Bush taking the picture with him. I was like, I look at this shit right here. These motherfuckers slick right here, man. They slick. They crafty. This shit is bigger. Like if you really know, watch some of them Jason Bourne movies and shit. That shit be really true, man. What them niggas be doing, bro? Killing officials and shit, putting niggas in office. Yeah.
So, do you know who Laurent Kabila is?
Nuh-uh.
Let's go to Google and see who he is.
Okay, go ahead.
But when they lifted the U.S.
You want to roll this video?
Huh? No, you ain't got to roll it. We seen him. We see who he is.
All right.
They can look him up and see how he was put into power so they can understand how the United States corporation was put in power over us.
Who looking for now?
Laurent, Laurent. Last name Kabila, Kabilah. He was the head of state in Africa.
Assassinated.
When this was the first head of state to die, when the moratorium by executive order restricting the assassination of heads of state.
Mm-hmm.
Laurent Kabila, he the bald head dude down there with the green shirt on. Yep, him where you was pointing at. That's him. Now, the reason why he was a problem because he put the stranglehold on the De Beers Corporation's holdings over there in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
When he did that, he was a marked man.
Yeah.
And they used the Manchurian candidate that they had as a sleeper assassin to kill him. I think it was his nephew.
All right, go ahead. You going in, man. You telling me you cracking fucking the form. You going into their form, the shit they talk about on the form.
Yeah. Okay, now the reason why this is a big deal is because the CIA hypno assassin program through MK Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on their list of heads of state to be neutralized in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing, America assassinated another head of state in Africa named Patrice Lumumba.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pull him up so the people can see?
Yeah, it's ready right here. It's a Freemason. What his name is?
Patrice Lumumba. Patrice. Last name Lumu.
You guys right here.
Yep. The guy with the glasses on. That's him.
Straight pimp shit.
You see that leopard print hat, right?
Yeah.
He's tribal priest.
Okay.
This is Africa's Malcolm X right here.
Go ahead.
This is one badass motherfucker. But let me tell you what they do to this brother.
Yeah.
Right? They take Patrice Lumumba out in the woods, assassinating and bury him, right?
Uh-huh.
You see the picture that he's pointing at the screen?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. They went and dug him up. And the French general that dug him up, he said he was terrified because he raised his finger like that, as if he was giving his troops one last command.
Damn.
Now, when I was growing up, what made him so memorable to me as he looked exactly like my Uncle Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And my Uncle Jake wasn't for no games. He'd beat a motherfucker ass.
Mm-hmm. You look like a dude. About
All
this.
right, now, when they killed him, they also had America wasn't behind the murder of Stephen Biko. Pull him up so they can see. These people we need to know about. When they're talking about Pan-African studies, this is the kind of stuff they're talking about because it all ties back. They killed him. This was South Africa's Malcolm X. Bad man right here. Went for no games. He the one that told Mandela he better strap up. And after they killed him, that's when they captured Mandela. And because Mandela was on his way to Kenya to meet with somebody called the Kikuyu tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Kikuyu tribe is known for their Mau Mau. Pull Mau Mau up next. M-A-U, M-A-U, 2 words. Put Kenya behind. You see that brother standing right behind Jomo Kenyatta on the last picture at the top?
Right here?
Yeah, click that picture.
All right.
He was the field general. I always forget his name. This is the guy that Jomo Kenyatta sold out when he gave his position away to the invaders.
Mm-hmm.
You see, with his dreadlocks?
Yeah, dude with the Willow's Peak.
Mm-hmm. He was the leader of the Mau Mau rebellion against the
just like them
invasion
Dirty Moors.
Nah, he wasn't no Dirty Moor. The Dirty Moor is the nigga standing on there with the kufi on.
Oh, this nigga right here.
That nigga. That's Jomo Kenyatta. He became the head of Kenya.
Okay.
He sold out the resistance. The guy standing next to him put Jomo Kenyatta in power, and he was the leader of the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jomo Kenyatta got in power, he made deals with the Europeans to end the conflict. And part of the deal was that he would give them the position of the stronghold of the Mau Mau.
Oh, hell no. We ain't going out like that.
Now, scroll down a little bit. It's a book on the Mau Mau, so they can see what book to read about the Mau Mau rebellion.
You see it?
Mm-hmm. It's another one that was next to it, too. Okay, so now the Mau Mau, right? That was in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Keep that in mind. Kenya is the land of Anpu.
Okay, go ahead.
You know who Anpu is, right?
No, I don't. Somebody heard the name, but I can't put it to nobody right now.
You heard it. That's Anubis.
Oh, okay. I know who. You said Anubis. Okay, I know who it is.
Right, but it's really called the land of the jackal.
Okay, they were just explaining it just a minute ago in that video.
Right, and then we was talking about the jackal in Rosemary's Baby. The jackal was the baby's father.
Mm-hmm.
Then we was talking about in the Omen how the jackal was the baby's father, but he was buried over in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Omen is the story about the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So while you getting your Pan-African studies, these is the people that tell you that the enemies look like us, but they not us.
Mm-hmm.
Frantz Fanon. Can you type that in?
Yeah.
Franz Fanon. right? He in another part of Africa, I think he was in Sierra Leone, fighting the liberation struggle there, or either in Algiers. I can't remember which one.
What his name is again?
Man, you forget his name. France, Franz, and then his last name is Fanon, Fanon.
Okay, that was the right guy. A white
No,
one?
that's not. No. Put in blackface white mask. Just take that out and put in blackface white mask. Check with the audience, young girl, to see how they doing over there. Make sure we ain't boring them.
Yeah, it's almost time. We already over the time already, but it's all good.
See that black and white book right there with the writing on it?
Yeah.
Click on that. You see the name, Franz Fanon?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there's another one, a guy named Walter Rodney. Walter Rodney was a psychiatrist. Now we talking Pan-Africanism. You see what the title of that book is? Black Skin, White Mask.
Walter what?
Rodney, R-O-D-N-E-Y.
He from Africa?
Yep.
He looked like the other dude just showed us.
Different guy.
No, but they look like they could probably be like, pinning.
You see where it got a quote of him at right there? Get the one with the quote on it. Because he be saying some dope ass shit.
All right, I got it. Yeah, we already over the time limit though, so
yeah, I'm just gonna show them up what the people look like we talking about.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So this in the Pan-African studies, and they giving us all of the issues that they face with over there to match to the issues we face with over here,
mm-hmm.
and then make adjustments for the cultural difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They tell us that we from over here and that the motherfuckers that's invading them are the same people invading us.
Wow.
So this is what the Garvey confraternity was all about. Organic people of the land from all over the planet been here the whole time. But it was somebody that don't have a homeland nowhere on the planet. That means they don't belong here.
Exactly.
Right? Because even nomads is native to a part of the land.
Exactly.
If they earthborn. Right? So these people go everywhere we at, they come in, sow seeds of dissension, turn one against the other, and then they stand back like they didn't throw the rock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And while we get to fighting, they come offer us a solution for a fee.
Mm-hmm.
And when they offer us a solution, they leave a condition that was worse than it was when they came.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the last guy we're going to look up is Maurice Bishop. Y'all need to be familiar with who he is, since we're talking about greats. He's from the Caribbean, from Grenada. The CIA assassinated him in around 83.
Hey, spell his name?
Maurice, Maurice. Last name Bishop, Bishop.
Yeah, you were talking about this dude on one of the other tapes. I got a picture of him too.
You see him standing there with Castro?
Yeah.
Yeah. American CIA, the CIA had him hit. They joined with a rogue faction over there and took him out of power because he built the first international airport in Grenada. He built it.
Yeah.
That was part of what he was doing to bring in and galvanize the economy of Grenada. America couldn't stand him. Go listen to some of his speeches.
Okay. He wanted them to sell it. He wanted America wanted him to sell his people out.
Yeah, he was tired of the sellout shit. He was just grassroots rose to the prominence, took over. Right? And CIA had him killed, had him murdered in a coup. They established a coup and had him murdered.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Let's scroll through. We're gonna take we take about 3-4 questions out and wrap it up.
All right. Let's see what y'all got, man. Somebody said, what makes you synthetic?
Which I don't get the question.
Me neither. Let me find another one. It says to what point the emotional character is dead. Hey, if you got your questions, drop them in the chat.
So we taking about 3 or 4 questions. Y'all hope y'all got some good ones. We can take a couple questions before we wrap this one up. This is the water and the fire. This is how these motherfuckers flood us out or burn us out. You know what I'm saying? This is how they all over the world, they got their hands in everybody else's dirt. They pay money to set other governments up, but they won't take care of the people in the government that they're supposed to be operating on the behalf of.
Facts.
They telling us history in the method, in the manner to make us believe that we the victors when all the time we the victims. So once we realize that they told us the history upside down and backwards, we could flip that shit around, turn it back upside right, and then we could see it for what it is. We ain't come on no motherfucking slave ships. That don't make no motherfucking sense. Why would you bring 300 million motherfuckers from Africa when you got 300 million motherfuckers here already? That just doesn't make sense. The motherfuckers ain't never been accused of being goddamn fools. They know that that doesn't make economic sense. If you can get your motherfucking POWs to do the work, and then later on you can use that as a victim position to keep them motherfuckers subservient. We call that post-traumatic slave disorder. It's actually post-traumatic POW disorder, prisoner of war. It's Stockholm syndrome that was instituted using Pavlovian response and motherfucking Skinner boxes. Keep your motherfucking mind numb. So now we just showing bits and pieces of the puzzle to the people so the people can see that we know what we're talking about when we tell you these motherfuckers came over here with bad intentions for us. And now we know who the fuck we is, we can then redeem ourselves from the oppressor's oppression. You ain't gonna never get out of this shit unless you figure out that you have to divorce yourself from the motherfucking system. You gotta walk off everything, leave this motherfucker hanging. Cause what we got coming on the heels of this shit, everything gonna be restored with honor and dignity. Ain't none of this shit gonna be able to stand if the motherfuckers ain't treated right. Each one teach one, we all gonna reach some. So what you seeing in the motherfucking questions, Elder? Anybody got something
Somebody
on that?
asked you, could you break down, you know anything about the brother Simeon Toko?
Oh, from Africa.
Yeah.
Watch his videos. He here. He kicks off for himself. You gotta learn how to pay attention to what people put people energy. How sincere are they versus what's an agenda? I ain't got no agenda. I ain't asking nobody for no money. I ain't asking nobody to come do nothing for me. I'm just on here giving free knowledge out and showing y'all where to look for critical pieces. That brother over there, if he talking about the same one I'm thinking about, because it could be talking about a different one, but that brother over there, he's saying what the fuck he said. He not backing down, and he know what's going on. He evicting the imposters off the land over there. So we ain't gotta always speak on everybody that's doing the work. Help a motherfucker out.
Right.
You know, it's more people doing the work than I can mention. And sometimes I be getting two people crossed when I'm on a different pattern, on a different path.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're talking about the brother that always be wearing the red, that be over and be doing all of the political speeches in Africa.
I got a picture of him on the screen.
Imposter. Huh?
I got a picture of him on the screen.
Click that. Okay, I'm not familiar. Oh, that's the dude that they said was the Black Jesus from
all the
Africa.
magic tricks and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that they chopped him up into pieces and took his
Bombed him and
parts,
shit.
different parts of the world, set him on fire, and then he came back and said, "Y'all ain't ready for me yet."
Yeah. Yeah. On some get high shit.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about that political leader over there. Now I know he's talking about.
Yeah, he talking about Simeon Toko, the dude that my homeboy from Africa. He told me he used to like turn into a pimp.
This story not a secret.
Mm-hmm.
This story not a secret. This shit been known since it happened.
Mm-hmm. They balled him, threw him on a plane.
Yeah, they chopped his body up. Look, they killed him, chopped his body up on the plane, chopped his body up, sent him on planes to different parts of the world, then burnt up the body parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came right back and told them, "Y'all ain't ready for me yet. I'm gonna have to lead till y'all learn how to live like me." There's a guy in India named Babaji. Same thing, except he's from India.
Mm-hmm.
And Babaji just means the old soul or the ancient one or the ancient soul or the ancient father. Baba is father. G mean great father.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you put Babaji in there, you will see he's sitting cross-legged with long stringy hair.
Hey, spell it.
Babaji.
Yeah, right here's one. Man,
it's on the second row. Well, no, it ain't on second. It's on the second row. Not them. That's him right there. To the left of that. To the left of that. Where you go way down there for? Was one. Go back the other way.
This way.
You just passed it again. No, not him. The one that's a drawing.
Oh, drawing right here.
Yeah, that's a drawing of him. And scroll back over. It was another one on that same row at the end. That's another drawing of him.
Okay.
But he still appeared to people, been appearing to people for thousands of years in India. He can embody and disembody at will. So the science behind dematerialization is and your spirit body, your light body,
mm-hmm.
can separate from your physical body, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the destination that your light body can travel instantly, it doesn't need it doesn't need time to travel through space like a physical body.
Mm-hmm.
So while he in that meditative state like that, he can bilocate is what it's called, and go to the other location where he need to be at, and then draw the atomic energy to him using the science of magnetism and create a synthetic filament of a body around him where he'll look and feel real, but he can disappear at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm.
This is a science of bilocation. Only the greatest of masters, he's one of the few that can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
kind of like a Jesus figure in the Hindu culture or something.
No, he ain't nothing like Jesus. He probably slapped Jesus.
He probably slapped the shit out of Jesus.
No, Jesus is ISIS. Motherfuckers don't know that though, so we ain't gonna spoil their motherfucking day. They think Jesus is a man. That's how they know all the motherfuckers that they be saying is the fake Christ. Lying, because the Christ is a woman. Jesus is ISIS.
Yeah, I like the way that sound.
So now,
I'm about to.
So, what other questions you see in there?
All right, we'll take one more, man, before we get out, man, because my body's shitting it down because I've been up for so long, since 5 o'clock. Okay, what do you think about Thomas Sankara? Let's say his last name. Oh yeah, we gonna have the masses of risk being carried out. Yes, I said somebody said. Shout out Fourth Elder. He said they have the mass arrest being carried out where they're taking the niggas to Guantanamo Bay.
Look, that's a good question. All that shit gonna come out, but you know what we gotta do right now? Kanye dragging the beast out, y'all. This nigga got the beast by the horns. The dirty Moors that we've been trying to get out to come out in the open, Kanye beat on their door. He got to first expose the imposter pale skin Jews, the liar Kohanes and them motherfuckers. Then he got to get out of their contractual obligations. He did that. Now he going at their throat. We got to support Kanye because this gonna trigger whether we on the same page or whether we still don't see what's going on. Right? So the hashtag is Ye is right or Kanye is right. That's it. Just hashtag that shit. Make sure you put it in the motherfucking comments.
Kanye is right.
Hashtag Kanye right or hashtag Ye is right.
They banning him because they say his lyrics is too rough. I said Kanye lyrics too rough.
Look, I did about 10 posts today. 4 of those posts had a clip of Kanye and they gave me restrictions for all of them.
Damn.
So the people need to be aware that they trying to see if we gonna support Kanye. Like they support each other when they trying to step on one of our people's neck to keep us from helping each other. Right? Remember, Kanye was on there. He said, Tupac once told me, don't go to war till you get your money right. He said, I got my money right. So now it's time to go to war.
Yeah, but they taking his money.
But for those who ain't watching, right, they don't want to do business with Kanye.
Yeah.
But what Young Thug telling you? I got some acres over here. You can put your school for free, nigga. Put your stores for free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It gotta be a stand up and support one motherfucker. He the spearhead. He the one finna pierce the devil's armor. So we gotta start showing support for Ye in the motherfucking social media world for real. Because they use the algorithms of the social media to determine if they are we gonna let them snuff him out?
Yeah, right.
Are we gonna let them kill another one? That they trying to set him up so they can murder him. Yeah. But he keep moving, they can't get him lined up. He's smarter than they thought he was. So now they don't know what to do. He got his foot on the gas. We gotta support his move. We gotta back his play.
Right.
You know? And that's one of the big things that we need to take away from the fire and the water. That water that's drying up in the Mississippi, in the Gulf, that shit coming back.
Right.
That shit coming back. Trust me, that shit coming. It has to come back.
Yeah.
It's the law of physics. It has to come back because what you're not realizing is the reason why it's drying up is something that's pulling the water to the equator.
Right.
That means it is something massive in our solar system.
Numeral.
But they say the earth is flat and it ain't no outer space. These motherfuckers coming from somewhere.
Yeah, them motherfuckers that say the world is flat, they pretty much, their brain is flat, so they can't go, you know.
Well, I don't go down, I don't get down on them because they, you know, this is the reason why. At the close of the age, every paradigm got to be challenged.
That's why I said.
Every paradigm. That's why the gender contract is even challenged. That's why you got all this homosexuality promotion going on because they challenging the gender contract. But the gender contract is going to give way to the law of nature that say that you need a man and a woman to have a baby. Because the survival of the species is inherently predicated upon reproduction. And we come back to our children. So if they coming up, if all of the dudes turn gay, what the women gonna do? How they gonna just go to parthenogenesis and eliminate the Y chromosome? It don't need to be here. If we gonna be fucking each other, we don't need no Y chromosome then. They wasted their time creating a man if that's what it is. Think about it. It's scientifically rational. If the women chose to have men incarnate on Earth to give them companionship and protection, and we start falling in love with each other and disregard the women, where do the motherfucker gotta be born through? I ain't never heard of no two men giving birth to no baby.
Exactly. Test tubes like Ash Star Command.
I'm just saying. So they challenging the gender contract because if the gender contract doesn't become challenged at the close of the age, then nobody's in the gender unions by free will. The gender union would be free will if nobody wanted to be the gender that they were. It's not free will no more at that point. This is a free will universe. So the challenge, the gender contract is to determine if everybody want to maintain the law of gender. Do we keep that shit or do we take that shit out of the motherfucking creation field so that everybody can go back to a single gender?
Right.
I think I like women too much.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be one.
No. I like those changes. I like things the way it is, you know, like, you know.
Right. But they have to challenge the contract though.
The shoe men contract.
Yep. Shoe men was the reversion of the frequency, and that's what caused the men to even be attracted to each other.
Yeah. What you saying, man, that's some high power shit. I'm telling you, man. But I'm sleepy. I'm so sleepy right now.
Yeah. We can wrap it up, Elder, unless you got something else you want to ask.
I'm pretty much good. I like you pretty much you said a lot tonight, man. Like this tape gonna have to be watched 2 or 3 times again to suck the little key points out of it. But I pretty much got a synopsis of everything you said, and you gave me more fuel to go off of. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm about to get ready to get out, man. We appreciate you for coming on, Rod. Like I say, I dropped the Cash App in the links if you want to show the brother Rod some love. Like I say, he don't do it for money. But if you want to show him some love, we dropped the Cash App in the links, baby. You better get ready to get up out of here, man. Peace and love. Hotel, shalom. You know what I'm saying? Harmony, divine love, or should throughout the Giannis universe to all. All right, peace, bro. We'll get with you. We're gonna do another one, man. We're gonna get with you, bro.
All right, peace,
All
God.
right, peace.